Right, Assalamu alaikum. So welcome everybody here today. So a pleasure to have you. And for people who will be watching later, we're very excited. I'm so happy that you are a school member, and we're excited to share more about how you can take advantage of your ISLA school membership and a little bit more about ISLA in case you're kind of wondering what exactly are we doing here. So I will go ahead and share my screen. And here we go. So inshallah, you can see my screen. See my
Yeah.
screen? Yay. So we are at the ISLA school members meeting. So this is for, again, if you're a school member or if you were wondering what exactly is this all about, that's the place for you to be today. So welcome. So a little bit about the agenda, just brief introductions, your membership at work, membership benefits, your membership join and renewal process, upcoming events and sponsorship opportunities, how to display your membership, Q&A, and as a reminder, please follow us on social media. And so exactly what are we doing here at the Islamic Schools League of America? Well, we are connecting Islamic school professionals to share knowledge, ideas, and resources. And we've been around for over 25 years, mashallah. There are over 420 full-time Islamic schools on our directory, which represents, on average, over 100,000 Muslim students,
Mm.
9,000 educational professionals like all of us, and for 25 years, alhamdulillah. So in some places, that'd be almost time for retirement that we've been around. So yay. Just in May this year, 2026, we had 434 schools listed on the directory, 143 active school members. Those are paying a membership to be part of our community. So a little over about 1 in 3. 40 active corporate members, about 5.2 thousand social media followers across accounts. And in May, we had over 600 registrants at just 2 ISLA programs. 80 educational organizations participated, and we had 12 partner organizations, alhamdulillah, in 1 month.
Mhm.
And what do we do? Well, our mission is to work in partnership with educators, organizations, and universities to foster the development, growth, and quality of Islamic education in America by establishing networks, providing resources, disseminating knowledge, nurturing leadership, and carrying out foundational research on Islamic education and full-time schools. So how do we do it? Well, we're building networks, providing resources, sharing knowledge, nurturing leadership, and conducting research. And it's all thanks to individuals and your organizations like yourself. So thank you so much. And then just briefly about the ISLA team, we're small but mighty. You can see our board members at the bottom, Dr. Shahzad Khan, our executive director, myself, Lisa Kaler, and my colleague, Saida Khansapatul, in charge of marketing and communication managers. So we also have a few contractors that help out on demand. So again, a great team to work with. And then your membership at work. Well, we represent ourselves, our organization, an entire Islamic education community at CAPE, the Council of American Private Education, which represents over 3 million students enrolled in private schools throughout the country. At the U.S. Department of Education meetings, yes, the U.S. Department of Education still exists, as well as international bodies such as the Global Association of Islamic Schools, as well as nationally the Islamic Society of North America. We conduct research, the database project. We have 4 upcoming publications on HR, finance, curriculum, school governance. We recently published a chapter in a book, as well as professional development. We had last year over 35 teacher workshops, 4 professional learning communities, monthly school admin meetings, and an annual leadership retreat at the DNet Center in DC. We also have free resources such as the Teaching Palestine Toolkit, which includes Pali GPT and a training workshop on how to use it, the Sexual Abuse Prevention Toolkit, a Crisis Response Toolkit, and another toolkit, which it's blanking at the time. But again, those are free resources. We encourage you to check out our website and take advantage of those. And as we mentioned, representation at CAPE, Office of Non-Public Education, ONPE, Global Association of Islamic Schools, and Islamic Society of North America at their educational forums yearly in Chicago, as well as in Southern California. And those are just a sampling of some of the research, our published research and publications that have been presented in. Our toolkits, again, Teaching Palestine Toolkit. So if you're unfamiliar with these are right on our website. definitely a huge resource. They have templates, trainings, webinars, all free to access and very timely. As you know, these issues do not go away, but seemingly increase daily. We also have Islamic Educators Communication Network, a little bit old school now, the IECN, a listserv. Again, if you're not on it, we encourage you to join. Visit the subscription page, enter your contact information. Our staff will review your application. And then, as long as you're actually a legitimate person, not a bot in education, you will be approved and you'll be on the listserv in just 2 to 3 business days. So, no, it seems it's slightly cumbersome, but we live in a world of bots. So, we want to make sure that only real people are on the listserv. So, and it's a great platform to ask questions and just learn about in general what's happening about in the world of Islamic education. Some benefits of your membership now. So we do have an interactive map, which is a directory that we encourage all schools in North America to add themselves to. And as a reminder, just make sure you update it every year. We'll go through a little bit, but I suggest everyone to, once you're on it, put a calendar notice maybe in July or June every year so you can update it. A lot of schools grow, some schools occasionally decline, some schools go out of business. So it's a great way to just make sure you're updated. If you have a new program, add it. Again, the Islamic Schools Directory. So there's interactive map, which is searchable. We also have the Islamic Schools Directory, which is linked. We have discounts on professional development and professional learning communities. So anything that there's a registration for as a member, you get a discount. There's also a member spotlight. So each month we will highlight in our newsletter a school member or school organization. So if you get an email from us, please don't just swipe and delete. Actually open it. This is a great way to get your school awareness in the community. We have a monthly school admin meeting. It's normally the second Wednesday of every month at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. So again, a resource, really great place. If you're a leader at your school, as a teacher leader, principal, VP, any version of leadership, come. We have guest speakers. We share resources. Great way to keep on the pulse of what's going on, as well as to hear from local experts on items that are normally requested from our WhatsApp groups and in conversations of things people want to hear about. We try to get speakers to speak about that. And then huge one at this time of the year, if you're not fully staffed, we do have job ads for all school members, unlimited. You post them on our website and then they go out every Friday. We have a job ad email that goes out to about 3,500 people each week. So again, great opportunity to catch people. I know a lot of hiring is by word of mouth, but just another opportunity to take advantage of it. And it is no cost to school members. As we mentioned, and I'm going to go a little bit into each benefit, and I will allow you a little bit of time to ask questions. So first benefit we want to talk about is our interactive map, where you can search over 400 full-time Islamic schools by city or state. So this is what it looks like. Last school year, we had over 80,000 impressions. So people do get on there, look on it. Again, over 420 schools are currently listed. I think that on the next link, this is the, if you want to just copy it, this is the link. You can use the QR code if you have your phone available. I just want to take a moment and let you look, put this in your phone or your computer. Check. I want you to just make sure your school is there. And if it's there, that it's somewhat accurate. So if your school is now 500 students and it shows 200 students, that'll be something just make a note and you need to edit it. We want the information to serve you and help you. So if you've grown, huge shout out, but we want everybody else to know that as well. If you've been able to find it, like thumbs up or raise your hand, I'll wait for a second or a couple of seconds. And if you're having any problems, feel free to unmute.
It just gives you the map, right?
It gives you the map. Here, let me just
I mean, it's not giving the list.
Hold on, let me see 1 second here.
Maybe maybe it could be perhaps Shaista's email that would work after
To
you go.
log in, you shouldn't have to log in. It should just be a directory so you can just look at your school. You shouldn't have to log in.
Okay.
Um, but at Talgott or you okay, great. You saw your school. Louisa, were you able to see your school?
All right, I have seen it before in the past.
Okay, just making
So
sure.
yes, it was pulling it up the names of the schools.
Okay, great. Oh, okay. And Talgott's mentioning he did have to provide his email, so if you want to put in Shaista's email, you can also use
I don't remember her
if
email.
you mine. I know I'm in the system, so you can just put in. I'll put. You're welcome to use my email if you're
That's
not already
fine.
in the
That's fine.
system. Lkaler at theisla.org. It's just more of a verification of the world we live in. Some people were actually they were accessing it for malicious purposes, and we don't want that. We actually want Muslim allies to be searching the directory. It's just the world we live in. Um, just wait for a second to make sure, Nasreen, you can
Yeah. Yeah,
got it.
yeah, it's there. It's
Yay.
there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. And then just Louisa, maybe just make sure when you are available, just make sure that the numbers are still accurate. I believe your school is also one of the growing schools, if I remember correctly. So, okay, we will go back to sharing. Okay. Bismillah, do you see my, oops, no, that's not the right screen. Share, stop. You don't need to see my desktop with all sorts of things open. Okay, let's try this. There we go. Okay. Another item is a school member spotlight. Can you see me? Okay, froze there for a moment. So we do have a school member spotlight. So each month I'll normally reach out to 2 or 3 schools to see if they'd like to be spotlit in our newsletter and on social media. So if you do see that email, please respond. Again, this is our way. We have a lot of schools. We can't do every school every month, but we try to do at least one school every month. And eventually we'll get around to everybody. So, and there's just a sample of, we did the Medina Academy of Medicine a couple months ago. So that's what it looked like on the social media. And then we do a blog post and it also goes in the newsletter. So on ISLA's social media audience, we have over 4,000 active website users, 5,000 followers, 6,000 newsletter subscribers, and over 11,000 monthly website views. So again, this is just a way that people are accessing ISLA. And also then you, if you're on the directory, this way people can see you and your school, inshallah. Again, a big thing is job postings. So this is for school members, as I mentioned. On Fridays, it's sent to 3,800 subscribers with about 43.5% open rate. So people are looking. I'm not gonna say that we want you to be looking for jobs, but it's a great tool. And this is how a sample would look like on our website. It has a new job pad, new job postings, and something similar is how the look of the job email on Fridays. So job ads are a big one for schools. So we'll just go over the steps. You will need to have your login information before you begin. So kind of as Nasreen mentioned, the email, if you're the first time doing it, you might want to check the previous principal to get the correct login information. It's
Sure.
normally the principal's email and a
Okay.
password. Sometimes it's a secretary, could be a board member. It all depends on your school. You will need to have that information. You could check your emails. Again, for people that are new, you might want to check with your previous person, the position. You will want to have a brief description of the position you will be posting. So, for example, if it's for secretary, you want to have maybe a paragraph about details of a secretary, kind of what's expectations. You may post, if you have more than one position available, You can put them all in one post, or you can have individual posts. So for example, your ABC Elementary School, you're hiring for secretary, director, and second grade homeroom teacher. You could do that all in one flyer in one post, or you could have 3 separate postings. You will want to make sure you have a flyer. So if you do a flyer, those is something else you want to have. So make sure you have a job ad and flyer. You want your logo, description of the position, as well as your login information. Once you have those, you will go to the ISLA.org, log in with those credentials. It'll be at the top left corner. You'll just simply, it's a WordPress platform. You will then upload your flyer. You're going to go through the details. You'll see like which regions you want to, if you're example in California, you want to make sure you put, I believe it's a Southwest, which region, is it K to 12, K to 8, which grade levels, a couple other details. You just click the ones that apply to this position, and then you click publish. Once you click publish, you should be able to see the job 30 to 60 seconds on the ISLA.org/jobs/. Once, inshallah, the position has been filled, kindly go in and just remove the position so individuals don't think that's still open. And then if you have questions, my colleague Hunsa kind of supervises this process. So her email is there, executive-assistant@theisla.org. She's also developed a tutorial. So there's a QR code to the tutorial there. So yes, any questions on job ad postings that you might have, or if you've never done it, might see a little bit overwhelming, but it is actually pretty easy process.
I had a question about the
Sure.
the email that goes out. Does it also go to subscribers or members of ISLA? Because I don't think I've seen the email with the job postings.
I have to ask my colleague. I know she told me it's like 3,800 people. I
Uh-huh.
know like it's not everybody on the newsletter because we do have people that are not particularly interested. There's parents and stuff.
Yeah.
So I believe it goes to the school administrators
Oh, okay.
and anybody else who's kind of opted in.
Okay. And you said
Not
it goes out every Friday.
every Friday.
Okay.
Normally in the morning, like my time in the morning, I believe like 9, 10 o'clock, like before before Jumu'ah
Yeah.
prayer.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't think I've seen that or even the school spotlight. Does that also go out in a new
School
newsletter or is it
Spotlight
just social media?
School Spotlight goes in the newsletter and on social media. So the newsletter goes out to everybody. So I know the only thing is that sometimes like myself, I have like multiple emails. It goes
Yeah.
to one of my emails, the one I never ever check.
Yeah.
So it
Oh,
could be something like that. Like I know you've been with ISLA for a while. It could be going to an email that you started on your ISLA journey with, and maybe you don't look anymore. Could be
yeah.
just a thought.
I
Uh,
might just send an email because I mean I still get some. I get like the PDs.
hmm.
I get those emails, but the other things I'm not getting. So, and I use my, my
Yeah, send me an email. You can also just rejoin the newsletter on the email that you actually like look.
okay,
Do that too.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Any other questions people have at this point? I know you don't want to hear me talking the whole time, so
You're fine.
okay. All right. We'll go to the next slide. And this is, I think, what Louise was talking about. So your Friday job email. It's noting educators and school administrators. Again, if you have multiple emails, that could be an issue. If you haven't seen it, you're welcome also to send me or Khansa an email and we will do our best to add you into that list. So if you haven't seen it recently. School admin meetings. So again, normally the second Wednesday of every month. Some months with things happening on, it's not that. So then our next one will be actually Wednesday, July 22nd. Again, it's updates, what's happening. We're going to have for this upcoming, we'll have one of our speakers for one of our upcoming PLCs or on the Professional Development Week join us. So make sure you register. It's all free. There's a registration link if you want to grab that. And we love to see you. We do have discounts, as you mentioned, for professional development. So we have Professional Development Week 2026, the week of August 3rd through 7th. There'll be sessions in the morning and afternoon, depending on your time zone. They're normally at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the next ones, no, about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 10 sessions staggered over 5 days. A great price. There's individual if just you want to purchase it just for yourself. But if you want to purchase a package for your team at your school, you can get a bulk rate of for 10 school educators at your school, there's a bulk rate. Members get $50 off. I know it says 10 to 25% off, but right now for individual pricing, it's around $50 off. And then obviously a more substantial one for a bulk rate. And the other offerings that we have, the leadership retreat, any of our professional developments, you'll always have a discount. It could be 10%, 15, 20, just kind of depends on the pricing for that event. And then another big topic is how to join or to renew. So again, you want your login credentials. You will log in, use your school username and password, and you select your level for membership. I believe you're already all members, but you can also use the same process if you need to change anything, like your enrollment again has gone up or down. The credit card on file needs to be changed. This is how you would kind of log in to do that. When you join or renew, you will also get a membership certificate. If you don't have that and you can't find your emails, please send us an email and we can reissue that. It's a great thing, again, to print and put in your office, digitally put it on your webpage. And if you do, this is what it looks like, certificate of membership. And you'll normally get it, again, with 1 to 3 business days upon joining or renewal. And if you would like to, let's see, go back. If you post your membership, your ISLA membership or your certificate on your website, take a screenshot and share it. We'll do a social media post just on your school as a member. So another loop around if you haven't gotten that invitation to a spotlight, we can highlight you in this way. So as much as we can, try to highlight all of our school members. So add it somewhere and we can do a shout out just for that. Some common items, people when they reach out, a few issues, just want to point out that the email, I would highly recommend the email used for your school membership is a generic email, something like principal or secretary at the school domain. You may have more than one, so you could have a generic one and then your actual, like L. Kaler at ABC School email. That helps and gives, I know there's a high turnover at many schools. So this helps avoid that because it can only be your reminders and stuff will only go to this email. Again, put a note on your calendar. So if you joined yesterday, June 23rd, put a reminder next June 1st that renewal is coming up. Currently, the system only sends out one reminder. We're working on changing that, but also just helpful for you to remind you that in 1 year, just log on, make sure information is correct. If you change anything, and if you don't have it set on auto pay, then you can make payment at that time. Just a reminder to yourself. If you do have any issues in making payment, I know sometimes there's a glitch or your school maybe doesn't want to do a credit card, they need to do a check, just reach out and we can print out an invoice and send it to you or a digital invoice, although credit card is obviously the easiest or PayPal, but we can do that. Job ads, if you're a new member or you can't quite figure it out, we can help you. It does still need to be posted, a job ad posted from your account. That's just how the system's set up. But if you have a question, something's not working right, we are happy to help. Any questions on that so far? Okay, we'll go on then. And then just
Sorry.
everyone. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question about PD topics.
Uh-huh.
Is there a way that we can learn topics or content of PDs beforehand?
For the professional development week.
Yes.
So let me see if it's on. Not yet. So I'll just go over the upcoming events and then I'll answer your question. How about that? I know, or I guess I should say we're working on confirming them. So I know we do have confirmed speaker, Dr. Jamila Jones. She's doing a PLC this month. Her topic is going to be related to AI and education, develop kind of like AI protocols for your school. And we also have confirmed with FYI, the Family and Youth Institute, they will be doing a session on kind of like anti-bullying in the classroom, inclusion. So that's a confirmed session. And then the others were in the process of confirming speakers. Normally we have one always on classroom management. Normally there's something on mental health, classroom management, something on normally, something inspirational. I know Dr. Sister Quran Shakir normally does something kind of a Quran inspiration, kind of like, I'm not gonna say a fun, exciting, but let's how you infuse your classroom with, Islamic meaning in something like that. There's normally something for Arabic speaking instructors because it's hard to find that anywhere else. So we normally have one for Arabic speaking teachers on something on the classroom, maybe tips on the classroom, something for Arabic teachers. And trying to think what else we have. So I know I'm missing a few things, but that's hopefully gives you an idea. Might be something on parent engagement. Those kind of the top topics. It's the basic topics everyone wants to know about each year. If you look on the website for last year, you'll get an idea of the general ones. And there's always one on Islamic studies, something on Islamic studies, something on Arabic, classroom management. Those are always, we have those topics, just depends on the speakers.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And then our next one is this, as I mentioned, Dr. Jamila Jones. She is doing a professional learning community starting next week on building your school's AI vision. She did a free webinar, I think 2 weeks ago, which was actually really good, very interesting, and a lot of good tips. And so she'll be building on this for a 5-week course. And she'll also will be a presenter at PDW. PDW is just the acronym for Professional Development Week 2026. So that's in August. And then at the end of August, again, a really important one, Youth Mental Health First Aid by Hair Collective. So highly recommend for yourselves, for your staff. This is kind of unique, is that they're doing this license course, but from an Islamic perspective. It's 2 3-hour sessions, and is pre-work and post-work required. But by doing that, you do get a certificate, which is valid for 3 years from the National Council for Mental Wellbeing. So, it's again a great resource and opportunity to get actually a credential or license for yourself or your teachers, as well as the information is really important. Really gives you a better idea of what to be looking for and what kind of signs to be aware of in terms of youth, especially middle school, high schoolers that may be in distress, signs to be looking for. So really important. Taking it a couple of times myself. And this also another key marquee event is our leadership retreat, which happens normally every winter, end of November, December, this year, December 4th through 6th at the DNET Center of America in Maryland. So again, a great opportunity to network, learn, and also network. And it's not your typical conference, it's more of a retreat. There's normally a scholar in residence, and we pray, eat, learn, talk together. The DNET Center is amazing. I visited there last year for the first time. Just such a blessing to be in a space that has a mosque, has halal food, it's a really great campus. So again, if you're able to attend, and just as a note, pretty much all of our events that have a registration fee are eligible for your title funds. So keep that in mind in terms of professional development. And as a school member, you also get discounts on the registration. And these are kind of our key events: the Professional Development Week, the Leadership Retreat, also Research Symposium in the spring, where we partner with Islamic universities so that the published dissertations or not yet to be published dissertations that talk about education in the classroom, that research is shared with our educators and teachers that may not otherwise have opportunity. It's not something you normally, by the time at the end of the day, you've graded the homework, you've read all your emails, you don't necessarily have time to read the latest research in these journals. So this is an opportunity each year you can get some of that cutting edge research and how it applies to the classroom. And then, of course, in Ramadan, no organization be complete without your virtual Ramadan fundraiser. So we also have that. And then sponsorships, and just in case your school would like to sponsor, we do have that. As we talked about displaying your membership, here's how one of our schools, they have the ISLA as well as the other organizations they're affiliated with on their website. Follow us on social media. We're pretty much all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, Google, a newsletter. So if you're not following us, we also have a LinkedIn account. So please follow us, like, post, reshare, and we also do try to follow as many schools as we can. And yep, like, repost. And now I will stop sharing. And opportunities, since I was talking a lot, if you have any questions or things that came up or issues or feedback for us, again, we are really here to serve you as individuals and as your schools and your communities. So if there's some topic or something of interest that you would like us to address or provide resources for, we're also happy to hear about that. So both questions and feedback if you have anything to share.